Welcome back to this week's episode of the Corde Snell Show. I'm the guy, Corde Snell. I'm here having a good week, but shout out to my co-host. What up, Jared?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
I'm doing good. Hey, what about you? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Corde?
I'm good, man. Are you high?
Yes.
I love asking that question.
I was so close to saying no.
I know. I was like, I'm not your mom, dude. You can tell me the truth. I'm not gonna tell her anything. You know, that's always funny too. Like, are you high right now? Like, you're like, no. Oh, shoot. I was gonna start somewhere else. I still remember the time I came home drunk one time. It was crazy. I think it was like 2008. Yo, it was super funny because I remember. Damn, this is a good ass story. Let's start up with I remember I was dating a girl at the time, and then I was dating this other chick, and then I think I had another chick on the side too. I think it was a lot. It was a lot going on, and one of the chicks didn't like the other one, and it made me want to talk to her even more. She's like, that chick is always jealous of me. That chick like me doing whatever. Like, she always be trying to take dudes who I'm dating. I was like, oh, really now? Like, oh, is that a case? Because she's like, I heard she likes you, and I was like, oh, I don't know. That's cool, but I'm with you, right? I'm with you, even though I was hanging out with her a few different times, which is funny. She was throwing a party, and I remember making out with her at the party. Then people got upset, or man, you know how people get drunk and shit like that. But I remember specifically my homie. I was sobering up from whatever we was drinking, and then I took a bottle of tequila from him, and I was like, "Hey man, you had enough." He was like, "You ain't gonna chug that shit," and then I chugged it in front of everybody, right? I was like, he's like, go. And I was like, and I'm still driving home. I was like, what the fuck? No, you driving? And then literally, I remember I took 2 steps to the right. Don't remember nothing. I just remember waking up. Everyone's mad. Everybody's pissed. Someone's yelling at somebody else or something like that. I think somebody's dude or some dude was trying to get at this lesbian chick's girl or whatever. But I was like, she was entertaining it the whole time. What's going on? And so then my homie is pissed because I think he said a chick punched him. And I was like, so we gotta get the fuck up out of here. Bitches just punching people and shit. We can't retaliate. We gotta go. We gotta leave. See, we gotta go. We gotta leave. And I was like, where's the chick I made out with, right? So we get back to the car, and I was like, hey, man, it's funny because, like, a few times I've been drunk, I've been, like, a cool, moderate person, like, hey, let's just sit here, and let's just fall asleep, and we could sober up, and then I can drive home in the morning. My homie's like, no, we gotta fucking go. We gotta leave. We gotta get the fuck up out of here, right? And I was like, I mean, we could just sleep here. We ain't gotta go nowhere. You look like you enraged. You could calm down through sleep. Sleep solves everything. He's like, no, where's your keys? Where's your keys? He was like, you got your keys on you? I was like, oh no. And I was like, I reached in my pocket. I was like, oh, here it is. You would have thought I was like, high as fuck, as calm as I was. They said, we gotta go back home. And we're in Oakland, and then he was like, we gotta go back home. And I was like, okay, cool. And I'm driving, and then I get in the car, he starts driving, I fall asleep almost immediately, and I was like, hey, be cool in my car, all right? And I like kind of doze off. I wake up as we're heading to like, the straight to SF, or you go onto the right, like where that Target is, to go to Emeryville and stuff like that. And I'm like in the coolest voice, like, man, this is crazy. That bitch hit me. I'm fucking going to that bitch crazy, stuff like that. Dude, grab a lesbian chick or some stuff. He was wilding. And then he's all like hella mad. I'm just like, hey, I think you need to merge. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, the exit about to come up, and you probably don't want to wait to the last minute, because that's when people get into accidents, and we don't want to get into an accident tonight. And he's like, man, I got this. Don't worry about me. I got this. It's cool. I got this, right? And then I was like, hey, we getting kind of close. It's kind of last minute. My brakes ain't the best to stop on a dime, but you should probably turn your turn signal on so you can merge over. And he's like, no, I got this. Oh, fuck, they're not letting me over. Fuck, we gotta head to San Francisco. And I was like, it's cool. It's chill. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be a ramp coming up here you can take. It's just gonna be in the far right-hand lane. So when you come down, it's going in the far right-hand lane. It's gonna take you back to West Oakland, and we can circle back around. And that way, we ain't gotta pay for the bridge. So it was also back when there was like people at the bridge toll. So it was like you either pay or you go through fast track. But when you go through fast track, it's a $35 fee. Not now, right? Stuff like that. So he's like, fuck, I can't get over. They said not letting me over. And I was like, it's right there. Just get on right there. And I was like, and he's like, fuck, I missed it. And then I pass out again. Then I wake up. At this point, we are at my house. We are at my house, right? And my homie said to me, C, wake up, man. We got to get you inside. And I was like, I mean, I'm cool sleeping right here in my car. I was like, where we at? He was like, we're at your house. You got to go inside. I was like, I mean, I don't. I could sleep here in my car. I don't know why I had to go inside. I don't know why he wanted me to go inside. He's like, wake up, man. Wake up. You can't be, you drunk. I was like, I mean, I'm drunk, but I'm in my car. Let's not wake up my parents. I don't want them to find out I'm drunk. So this man is making so much goddamn noise. And he like, I remember he's like, see. And I'm just like, I'm like, calm down. If we got to my house, we chill. Just walk home. I'll sleep in my car. No, we got to get you inside. And I'm just like, why? I didn't understand this in the moment. I'm just like, and then so then my mom overhears him because he's been hella loud. I think the window was cracked. I was like, hey, I think I looked up. I was like, yo, quiet. My mom leaves her window open because she wants to know like what's going on just in case until we get home. And then all of a sudden I hear yelling. She was like, no, no, you trying to rob his car. And my homie was like, no, we trying to get him inside. We trying to get him inside. He was like, he kind of whatever, like he was driving. And then so I'm mad because now I have to walk. My mom comes down from upstairs down to the front door, and now I have to walk. You know I'm not drunk walking. You have to kind of just walk like a toy soldier, like kind of just towards her and stuff like that. And then I was good. I walked up there. So are you drunk? I was like, nope, I am not. Right. For somehow I took 2 steps into my house. My knee or ankles caved because I just went like this. I took 1 step in the house. I just went. I just ran my ass upstairs. And I was like, fuck, now she gonna know I'm drunk, right? And then she's talking to my homie. She's like, so y'all been drinking? Y'all been drinking? He was like, no, we haven't been drinking. She's like, you sure you been drinking? He looks drunk. It was like, no. He's like, why was you driving his car? It was like, I didn't know he had narcolepsy. He was driving and then he fell asleep at the wheel and then we had to hurry up again. And my mom says to this day, she's like, I gotta hand it to your friend. He said he came up with that on the spot. It was so good, I almost believed it. And then my mom told me, she said, I later told her that I was drunk because she came in my room and she said I was just in my underwear. And I was like, no, that's not what happened. She's like, yes, you was. You was just in your underwear. I was like, no. That's not what happened. Cause I still remember y'all asked me something. She's like, you walked into it's like, Corde, are you drunk? And he was like, yep, I am. And then I was like, that's not even what happened. My recollection was, he's like, you asked me was I drunk? And I said, as I was like kind of stirred, I was like, no, I'm not drunk. I just gotta go pee hella bad. My mom and my dad was talking, was like, you drunk? No, I just gotta go pee hella bad. And then I went to the bathroom, peed super bad. And then, and I walked back into my room. And then I got naked in my underwear. I was like, I don't know. I know I'm drunk, but my time collection doesn't match up to yours. Because I remember I didn't walk to the bathroom in my underwear. Y'all wasn't there. I was fully dressed. You must have came back later and said I think she was trying to, you know how parents try to guilt trip you and like, this is exactly what happened and stuff like that. Like, no, you was drunk and you passed out in your underwear and that's when we came to talk to you. And I'm like, no, Mom. I remember specifically because I remember I was fully dressed because I was like, how bad would it look if I'm in my damn underwear talking to them saying I'm not drunk? No, full clothes. And that way I kind of, and she was just like, oh, whatever. And then come to find out, oh, now I remember why he was yelling at me, we need to go inside, and why we didn't go inside at first. He couldn't find my house key. He's like, see, wake up, where's your house key? Where's your house key at, man? Well, we can't find it, where's it at? Whole time, house key was in my glove compartment. If he would have just looked, my mom would have never woke up. She would never found out that I was super drunk. I got in super trouble. She was like, you can't be hanging out with those dudes. They get you drunk, stuff like that. And then, you can't be driving drunk and all this kind of stuff. You need to choose your friends better. You can't be just out here getting drunk, stuff like that. And I was just like, well, if he didn't tell me to chug that last minute, I wouldn't have been drunk as hell because I had sobered up for whatever I was drinking. And then he got out of my head. I was like, Well, he was so mad because a chick slapped him that he got us home safe because he was faded, but he was so pissed that because he just got slapped or punched or some shit like that, that he was able to sober up and get home the whole time. So I was like, well, he got us home. He wasn't drunk. I was unconscious. Still could have waited at the house. We could avoid all that shit. But yeah.
That reminds me of the scene in Family Guy where like something happens in an Italian neighborhood and every Italian comes out their window, starts screaming. Have you seen that? This is when you talk about your mom and him yelling. That picture gets like 2 a.m. Yeah,
it was. Like,
he's got to get out here. No, he doesn't. He has to. I'm like, yo, this can't just be handled inside.
Yeah, I remember the whole time I'm just like, God damn. I was like, damn, why is he yelling? I was like, why are they both yelling? I was like, I should just be in my car right now. It is not serious. I can just sleep this off. Like in my head, I was just like, I can sleep this off. I do not need to be in the house because I know eventually when I wake up, I'm gonna come to. I'm gonna wake up because it gets hella hard in my car at the time. It's gonna get hella hard in my car. I'm gonna wake up and like, oh shit, damn, slept this off. Okay, cool. Let's go in my house. Knock out. No commotion. Didn't know I was drunk. Might have smelled me later on. Like, was you drinking last night? Nope. Just lie. Just straight up lie versus the whole commotion. I was like, Then after that, my mom, she was like, either I take your keys or you got to pay for something else. I was hella mad. She was hella mad because I was always the good son. So for her to see me coming home drunk as hell, it was just like, it's very disappointing. She was just like, why are you coming home drunk? You be drinking all the time? Like, not really. She was like, well, what was last night? I was like, I think I told her later. I was like, I don't know what happened. I just like lost. She's like, what was you drinking? I was like, tequila. So, oh yeah, tequila. You like, she's like, you smell like one of my patients who come in to the hospital. Like, she's like, you smell, they just come in drunk and they got something like, but they got stabbed at a bar. I was like, oh, I was like, at least I'm not old enough to go to a bar. She's like, yeah, but you shouldn't be drinking. I was like, true. That's when my mom found out that I drink. Crazy.
Do you normally drink tequila, or is that your drink?
No, I mean, no. Fuck tequila. Tequila is disgusting. Oh, parlay into another reason why I don't drink tequila. Because remember when 1800 was super popular? It got popular again, right? I remember there was a thing. It was a commercial that said, "My drink just pour me a drink. Can your drink do that?" I remember this. I just kept seeing that commercial over and over. It was like 1800 tequila silver, right? And I was like, oh, and it was my 22nd birthday. So fast forward, I think like 4 years later, my 22nd birthday, I usually like to drink Hennessy Hennessy would actually, I like to drink Hennessy if I had money for it. Other times I would drink E&J, all right? And then everybody talks about how like that's like gasoline and like that shit is hard. And that's all I drunk because it was, at the time, I think sometimes it was normally $15 and you get it on sale. It was $9 and it was about this much. And I was like, $9 worth of this much? I'm like, hell yeah. Because first drink I started drinking was Smirnoff. And that shit tastes like rubbing alcohol. That shit is gross. And I remember everybody loved drinking Smirnoff too. And I never understood. I was like, but I felt like that's everybody's like first drink. Go to a Smirnoff. Then if you like go dark way, it's E&J. So I remember for my birthday, it was my homie's toxic ass ex who we don't even speak about. Like she's super toxic.
Until this podcast.
No, we don't mention her. Like we called her Voldemort. That's what her code name is. He was like, why Voldemort? He was like, he who should not be spoken about. Like that's like we don't say her name. So that's how. So she was like, oh, she's like, Corde, it's your birthday, yada yada yada. What we gonna do? I was like, I don't know. Oh. This story is so damn crazy. I was working that night in San Ramon doing security, right? I hate this story so much. It's a lot, but here we go. So I'm working security in San Ramon at this place I kind of didn't want to work at, but I made $15, but I was like, it's gonna be a lot of gas, whatever, right? I'm being trained by this one white guy who's like has a stick up his butt. He's like right next to the boss, or that one coworker who always like sucks up to the boss, always does everything that the boss does, all that kind of stuff, right? I think it was like my 4th day of training. I was told I only might need 3 or 4 days of training. I was hoping 3 because that way I can have Friday off because Saturday was my birthday, right? So still had to go in and training on Friday. I was like kind of upset. I was like, dang. Like I kind of said this in jest. I was like, day I hope I wasn't working today. I thought I was only gonna have today off, right? Later comes up is that was a terrible thing to say, right? But I was like, I told later on, anyway, so right. And then the boss at the time said something I didn't like because I was supposed to come in the next day from 9 to 1. He's like, oh yeah, you have to go to some birthday party or whatever. That was my excuse because I didn't want to work 3 to 11 because who wants to work 3 to 11 on their damn birthday? Nobody. So I'd rather take a shorter shift, 9 to 1. That way I can get paid still. 4 hours versus the 8 hours, and it's a terrible shift, right? And he was, oh yeah, you have to go to some birthday, you do whatever, like real smug, real like asshole type attitude, right? And I was like, hey man, my grandma was throwing me that birthday, okay? I was like, my grandma loves me a lot. We all do cake and ice cream for everybody. My birthday is the 1st of June birthday and stuff like that. I was like, so don't be trying to undermine what my grandma does for me, for the family, all right? He was like, okay, whatever. And I was about to cuss him out because I was like, first of all, bitch, and it wasn't true, but my grandma was gonna be there. Like, so, well, no, so literally, so my family does a big gathering of birthdays. So my grandma was gonna be there. My mom was throwing it, but we was gonna do it at my grandma's house. So it's not exactly true that it was her thing, but it was like a big family come together, like, oh, it's your birthday, yeah, we're doing something for you, yeah, we're gonna do a little something, and then you're older, so you're probably gonna do something later that night. That's why we're gonna have it in the afternoon, like at 3, because I think it was gonna be at like 3:30, right? So fast forward to I'm being trained by the asshole boss, like his underbelly or whatever, like who like stickers, like, oh yeah, yada yada. Found out later that most of the coworkers hated both of them. Like he was like. The boss saying shit like that, I heard he would do normal stuff like that, or he would undermine all his like security officer stuff like that, so everybody hated him. And so I'm being trained by his like flacky or whatever. And then he's like I think I said it one more time. I was like, dang, I was like, you think we'll get out of here early? And he was like, nah, we probably got most stuff to do. I was like, okay, cool. So then I remember specifically the Miami Heat was in the finals, playing the Mavs. This is how long ago that was, right? The first time when LeBron eventually lost, right? We're chilling, we cool. Like we take lunch and everything. I'm cool, I'm chilling, stuff like that. And then he was like, hey, do you want to get off early? And I was like, I mean, nah, because at this point it's like 9:30. I'm like, only gonna be here for like an hour and a half more. I'm about to take my 15-minute, and then that last hour was just paperwork. I can wait for that. He was like, nah, it's okay, cool. You know, like we basically done with everything now. He was like, and you gotta come back here early in the morning. I can call the boss and ask if you want to get off early, right? And I was like, all right. I was like, but I can stay. I don't have to leave early, right? This motherfucker calls the boss and said, hey, you know, Corde wants to get off early. I was like, I didn't say that. He was like, no, yes, you did. I was like, I didn't say that at all. What the hell? I was like, I said I can stay. He was like, nah. He said Corde wants to get off early because his friends want to do something with him tonight, and you know he has to get up early tomorrow. So can we let him leave early? And I was like, hey. And then he hangs up. He was like, because I heard the boss like, whatever, I guess, or whatever. So then the boss, he's like, hey, there you go. And I'll say, hey, man, what the fuck you say that? I didn't ask you to get off early. You suggested this. You're the officer. You're the senior officer here training me. I don't call shots here. Why are you going to say that? He's like, no, you didn't want to. I was like, no. I was like, I'm going to stay. He's like, nah, the boss said it's cool. I was like, I almost stayed the whole time, just like spite of him. Because I was like, I remember, because I was supposed to be off like 9:15. Because he said he called him early. I stayed till like 9:45. And he was like, why are you leaving? You going to stay here? I was like, yeah. He was like, nah, I told the boss already. Now it looks like you going back on your word. I was like, you the one who said I want to go out with my friends and shit like that. So I said, fuck it. I leave. I go hang out with my friends, right? I meet up with Voldemort, my homie's ex at the time, because she was trying to hook up with this bad Mexican chick. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. She was like gorgeous, yo. Like she had like blonde hair. Like she had thick thighs and a huge ass, and she had like a slim waist and everything. I remember. Like, I was like, yo, if I ever can hang out with her, I just want to like talk to her, shit like that. I was like, man, I know I can get her. I know I can get her, right? At the time I wasn't driving, but she came to pick me up with our homie Jose, and then Voldemort brought the fine ass chick in the car. She didn't even tell me she was coming. She said we was gonna meet up with her. She was in my fucking car, and I was living like a nice little house, and she's like, "Oh, this is a nice little house." I was like, "Oh, that thing right there, that ain't nothing." You know, that's how. You know, if you was to date me, you will go inside next time. Hell yeah, right? So we go to a few different spots. She was like, "Oh, I bought you." Voldemort bought me some liquor. She bought me tequila, 1800 tequila, right? And then we go back to our homie's house and we start drinking. We didn't even open up my bottle. Our homie had another bottle of tequila, and I'm drinking. We all taking shots. We all taking shots. We start playing like salsa music, and then the chick name was Maribel, I think. The cute chick Maribel. She was like, I was like, oh, I'm not really trying to dance. I was like, why not? Why are you trying to dance? She's like, oh, I'm kind of shy. I need a drink before. I was like, you need a drink? So I was like, here you go. And said, oh, I don't really like tequila, or like I don't like silver. I was like, well, shit, dude got 9 drinks over here. What the fuck? And then they was like, Corde, you're the birthday boy. Drink. So I'm drinking, taking shots of tequila. I was like, we ain't got no chaser. And then the homie was like, chaser with Bud Light. I'm like, all right, chaser with Bud Light, which I found out was a terrible combination later, right? And then so I'm dancing, talking to him, stuff like that. And then 14 shots later, when I lost count of 1,800 tequila and chasing it with Bud Light, I fucking kind of black out and kind of like get walked back to my car by the fine chick and Voldemort. And they was like, oh, I didn't know you was drinking so much. I was like, I didn't keep track of it. And it's like, what you drinking? And I was like, tequila. It's like, well, just that. I was like, I was chasing with Bud Light. It was like, Bud Light. I was like, I don't know. So then we get up, take me back home, right? And I had to be to work early the next morning, right? I didn't have to be to work at 9. I had to be to work at 7 or something like that. I forget, right? Had to be there early. It was 7 to 1. So I get there, and I remember I'm waking up because I think I went to sleep at like 4:30. I woke up at like 6 somehow. And this is how you know you're young. We just like 2 hours sleep. I'm ready to go to work, right? I asked my dad, can I borrow the car so I can go to work? He was like, oh, I got errands to run, right? And I was like, what? I was like, Dad, I need the car. He was like, well, ask your homie to take you. Didn't he take you last time? Mommy didn't even have a phone that was working. I was like, I had messaged him the night before on MySpace, and he had responded to the message. He said, okay, I'll pick you up. That's how I got him to pick me. He was like, why can't you call him? I was like, his phone ain't working. He's like, well, you got you. And then, so I called off work 2 minutes before I was supposed to go in. And at the time, we were living in El Sobrante, and then I had to go to work in San Ramon. But my thought was, at least as long as I call off, I'm letting them know that I won't make it. It's better than a no call, no show, right? But I'm like, because no call, no show, people do that all the time. Like, people get written up and stuff like that. I was like, hey, guys, I don't want y'all to, I called off like, hey, I can't make it in. I just left a voicemail, right? And then that got brought up like, how you gonna call off 2 minutes before you're supposed to go in and stuff like that? I was like, I thought it was better than no call, no show. I was like, how I always hear about no call, no show. I was like, I'm trying to call in, you know, to let you know that I won't be able to make it there. I was like, also the shift is so early. I figured if I call in at a certain time, I was like, y'all be able to fill the shift by 9. I was like, it started at 7. I was like, it ends at 1. I was like, y'all, that's 2 hours. That's enough time to spend. It's like, well, we had nobody. It was unstaffed. It was I was working at a farmer's market. Like, it wasn't like, it was something terrible going to happen there. Like, the most ever thing I think somebody brought, there was like protesting or something like that. They had like compared Obama to like Hitler. That was like the worst thing that happened. Like, nothing else. And it was just like, it had signs. It was like this, and they had like, gave them, I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, what? But it was like, yeah, we need security here. And I was like, I don't know why, but so that was the thing. And then my bosses are reprimanding. They was like, so you just asking for time off early on the day your last day of training? I was like, no, that's not what happened. He was like, well, why did the boss tell me that's what happened? I was like, that's not what happened. I said, that asshole lied on me. He decided and said, well, you're almost done. You can go home early. And he was like, so you didn't ask? I was like, no, I didn't ask for that. I was like, he suggested that and then lied and told the boss that I wanted to go home. I said, he was like, yeah, the shift is almost over. I was like, yeah, the shift is almost over. Why would I want to leave early? I was like, I was about to take my 15, and the last hour they told me all we do is paperwork for the last hour. I was like, so why would I want to leave early if that's all we gonna do? We not roving no more. I was like, also, it's nighttime now. I was like, I didn't dealt with the heat of San Ramon. I could have just waited. And it's like, man, it's like, yeah, but you like called off 2 minutes beforehand. So even if this was backing and we could argue with you, you still didn't show up. So it's not like we can argue for you at this time. And then I was just like, man, I say, I worded it wrong because at the time I was like I wasn't in good standing, because also what I didn't say, all Saturday I answered no phone calls because later I went back to sleep and later the tequila finally kicked in and I was just drunk from like 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. just feeling terrible, right? So then my boss is like, why you didn't answer our phone calls? I was scared. I was like, I thought I was gonna be fired. Like, and then funny about it, I went to work the next day, worked the whole 3 to 11, and then I didn't get the kid to go back to that shift. And I was like, cool, whatever. I didn't like it anyway. I didn't want to go to San Ramon. That's like 50 minutes away. That's tons of gas. And I was like, plus that boss, it sucks. I was like, do we really? And then I was like, do people really like him or stuff like that? It was like, yeah, a lot of people like him. A lot of respect him. I was like, does his employees like him? He's like, oh, well, you know, I was like, because most of the time I hear most people don't like him. And it was like, well, you don't really have a footing to stand on since you kind of like did. I was like, well, I'm just saying, I was like, a lot of people who work there besides the dude who's under him, I was hearing all week that they don't treat people good. They talk down to people, stuff like that. And then the solution that we came up with was like, all right, you gonna not do that post no more. Also, next time you want to go out with your friends, just take the day off. And I was like, oh, I could do that? It was like, yeah, just call us and let us know, and you could take the day off. So ever since then, every time I was doing security, I would always just take the day off of my birthday. And it was even funny. One time I was supposed to work one weekend on my birthday, and I remember I called the job. I was like, hey, can I get next weekend off? Because I know I'm supposed to work this Saturday, and I don't want to repeat what happened last time. And they all just like kind of laughed. They was like, just send us a fax right now requesting the day off. I'll sign it and stuff like that. So I said that like a week prior, didn't show up the next week. And then the following week I came back in. It was like, hey, why you didn't show up last week? I was like, what are you talking about? They was like, you didn't show up last week. I was like, no, it was my birthday. I asked for it off. They was like, there was nobody here. And this time I was working at a bank. And banks need security to like just in case, right? That's like just a proper thing to have. So yeah, we was like no security, and we just kept wondering like, where was he? Where's it gonna pop up? And I was like, no, I requested a day off. And then I think it was Sunday or Monday or something like that. My boss calls me, hey, why was you working on Saturday? And I was like, cuz it was like you supposed to come in. It's not gonna repeat it the last time. Remember you called up? I was like, no, remember I asked you the week beforehand and you told me to fax you in something requesting that day off so I didn't work on my birthday. Oh, you faxed something in? I was like, yeah. And I asked you. He was like, oh, damn it. My bad. So it was hella funny. But yeah. I didn't even expect to go this way first in on like two good stories like that. It's crazy. But yeah, man, if you want to, don't work on your birthday, take the day off. Also, don't tell people that you're supposed to hang out with your friends later on that night, all right? Because then assholes who suck ups and want to get you fired or want to suck up to the boss gonna lie onto you all the fucking time. So yeah. Also, I hated doing security for a long time, I'm not gonna lie. It's a shitty job sometimes. But yeah.
You should always just say you run a small business and you have an event upcoming. That's what I used to always do.
Man, this was so long ago. I didn't even think like shit like that. This is before I was doing comedy. Okay, like I was only like going to school and doing security at the time. So like I'm not even thinking of like any other event. So it wasn't like I can lie about something. Then I was like, I can't lie, but I'm trying to go watch the game because we hear it on the radio because we was driving around like cars with AC. So I was just like, no event. No, nothing. I just said my grandma's throwing me a birthday party. And I still remember that. I still remember what the boss said to me because how sarcastic he was and how much of an asshole he was when he said it. And he was, oh yeah, because you're going, this is like, because you're going to some birthday party so you can't work the entire shift. And I'm gonna say it, bitch, I don't see you working on a fucking weekend, all right? Like, you get mad at me because I'm like taking the earlier shift, all right? Also, it was an easy shift. You didn't do nothing. You know, like, it was like, all you gotta do is be there on time, stay there, and let's walk around and stuff like that. And you tell people, you just have to tell people, hey, no dogs at the farmer's market. That was the hardest part of your job. Because like white people love to bring their dogs to the farmer's market, and it was just like weird. And then like, because you just see like, because everybody had like organic stuff, so you just see like dog hair just flying on food, and it was like hey, somebody bring their big ass dog. I got fucking fresh briskets over here. Like we can't like have dog hair in the brisket. And I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound right. Or like people selling organic strawberries. And then it was like, hey, you want some dog hair with your strawberries? And I was like, hey, sir, you got to leave your big dog in the thing. But I remember one lady came and she had like her little like chihuahua, and she was like, it was a service dog. So she was able to get out of it. And then the dude walked up to me. He was like, hey man, why she can bring a dog and I can't? I was like, sir, it's a service dog. He was like, that chihuahua was a service dog? I was like, she had the card for it, so I have to believe that. It's like, why is her service dog dressed up with a pink sweater and in a stroller? I was like, hey, I don't know. It's like, is it a service handicapped dog? I was like, I don't know, sir. I don't. But he had a big ass German Shepherd, but then he had to keep it in his car, so that's why he was pissed about it. But yeah, it was crazy. Damn, I wasn't even where I was supposed to go to. But shout out to Noah for letting me go down that long ass road. Anybody ever had like a missed opportunity where they could have got with a chick but they didn't know because she was flirting with them? Like anybody that ever happened to?
I'm trying to think. I'm sure there have been. I probably just blocked them out.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah. So yeah, me either. Like I went to the doctor and I had to get my blood drawn because I hadn't like been in a bit. You know, I finally got them benefits. You know, so I was like, I gotta go in. I always go in and let me get everything checked. Like I always do like this thing, like hey, maybe something could have happened or something. Like kind of they always say like how they say diseases like lay dormant. I was like maybe this thing you gotta and then so I'm going in and then I'm getting like a bunch of blood drawn, and then like the lady's like giving me like drawing my blood. She's like, "Oh hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Going good. How about you?" She's like, "Nothing." Yada yada. She's like, "Any plans tonight?" I was like, "Nope." And I was just like, "It's like not doing another night." I was like, "No, probably just go home." She's like, "Yep, I'll probably do the same thing." I was like, "What you doing tomorrow?" Probably just come here and do the same thing all over again, right? But I remember like as I'm in line, she was like saw me and like kind of was like looking, and I was like, "Oh, she kind of thick, Latina chick, hell yeah." I was like, "Hopefully she draws my blood," and it was 3 people there. There's 3 to 4 people who could have drawn my blood. None of them was busy. It's like, "Oh yeah, I'll take you right over here." And I was just like, "Oh, okay." And then I was like, "Wait, is this what I think?" Like she asked me, like, "What's doing tonight?" So what you doing tonight? She's like, "Oh, nothing. Like just going home and cooking, And I'm just like, "Wait, was that an invite of some kind? Was that kind of?" I asked my mom later because like, "Nah, I'm tripping. Nah, I was like, "Mom, was she flirting with me?" She's like, she asked you what were you doing later on, and then she said she wasn't doing nothing either, and she was gonna go home and cook. I said, yeah, she wasn't wearing a ring. I was like, did she mention any dude? She was going home to the family. I was like, no, she didn't mention. She's like, yeah, that was a missed opportunity. I was like, oh fuck! I was like, damn it! Like, I was like, that's how y'all flirt. I was like, yo, y'all are bad at this. Like, I was like, because I always say more women need to be nice to people, right? Because it's funny because this was happening to me. Usually, if a chick's being nice, most time dudes think they're flirting. Sometimes they're usually not. They're just being nice. And most of the time, women who normally flirt with you are usually married or have a boyfriend. So then I've taken that, and like my sisters told me, my mom something like, oh, this chick is being nice. She's just being nice. Just being casual. Just being, like people, hey, she sees a lot of people, so she might just want to be saying nice, right? And then so I take that with like, okay, cool. She just being nice. That's not what she's doing at all. And, she's not flirting. So then situations like this where it happens, I'm just like, damn, you was flirting with me. I couldn't even tell, It was like, you was asking my plans. She had no plans. I'm just like, oh, okay, we just 2 people who just having long days. That's what I thought. Like, we're just 2 people going to work, going home, going to eat. And I probably should have said, because I was going to say, I think I'm going to go to the movies. I was like, maybe go to the movies or tomorrow. And I initially was going to be like, what you doing tomorrow? You trying to go to the movies too? And I was like, nah. I ain't trying to like, she probably married, got a husband or something like that, probably get hit on all the time, because it's also at like the doctor, all right, and I'm like, nah, I don't want people like, like just because I asked you what you're doing doesn't mean I'm flirting with you. I didn't want that to backfire in my face and just like, fuck. My mom was like, yeah, she was flirting with you. So for the next week and a half, I'm about to get a lot of my blood drawn. Just keep coming. Like, keep coming, right? And then he'll be like, you get a lot of blood drawn. Yeah, I just need a lot of tests. Or like, because you know how the moment you go back, they not working all of a sudden. So you got to go back another day. And then like, oh, she's off again. You got to go back again. And then like people like, why you keep coming in here? Like, oh, I'm just giving blood. I'm just trying to make sure all these tests come through, right? And then by the time I probably do meet her, she'd be like, I've noticed you've got a lot of blood drawn, a lot of stuff going on. Like, or like, because, the STD test, whatever, you go and piss in the cup and come back. Just keep coming in every day for like 7 days straight until she's there. And I'm like, well, you've been fucking every night? Like, it's like I kind of was interested at first. Now, I don't know. I'm like, no, I was just trying to meet you. Like, so you came in pissing every day. No, that's okay, Corde. We're not going to go out because you obviously are a busy man. Like, I'm not busy. I'm just making up lies. I just wanted to see you to rehash and do it all over again. I wanted to recreate the moment. Everybody look for that perfect moment. I got to recreate it. So, yeah.
So I actually have that in reverse.
Okay.
There was a girl who used to always come to the pharmacy I worked at.
Okay.
And it was weird because I worked in a pediatric pharmacy. You're used to seeing kids. This woman was about my age. I was 25 at the time. And she'd always come in straight from the gym, and she was snatched. She looked fantastic.
Wait.
So it was really weird to see her there.
Yeah.
And she was always picking up medication for yeast infections. Yes. Now, this is a bona fide 10, always coming in with like Gymshark gear on, that type of thing, to a pediatric pharmacy, picking up antibiotics, and like just always really nice to her. And I'm obviously not going to say her name, or I can't. That could get a lot of trouble. But always come in and became friends. And one day she was like, "So like, what do girls do for fun out here?" And I didn't live there, and I was like, "I don't know. I'm not from this place." And she goes, "Well, where are you from?" I tell her where I'm from. I'm like, "Well, my girlfriend and I like to go here." And we go. She goes, "Oh, you have a girlfriend?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, never mind then." I find out months later that this girl is really big on OnlyFans.
Oh,
yeah.
Woo!
Now, at the time, I had no idea, but because, when you're next to somebody on Instagram, they start suggesting people that are near you.
Yeah.
I got a suggestion for this OnlyFans model. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. And it was this girl.
Wow.
So I'll show you after the show.
Okay.
But yeah, it was very mind-blowing, but then everything made sense. I was like, oh.
So she's trying to get you to join her OnlyFans. That's what's going on?
I have no idea. I just mean the fact that she was looking the way she looked and like why she was going where she was going and getting what she was getting. I was like, oh.
She was definitely trying to get you on that OnlyFans subscription.
Maybe so. I was pretty cute back then. I think I would have been a decent male
cute now, man. You cute now, man. You cute now, man. I'm wrapping up. No, you got one?
Dude, so would you do that if
What?
a girl asked you, like an OnlyFans model, would you be in her video?
Of course.
Yeah?
Come on now.
Hell
Come on
yeah.
now. We don't have to work out. Hey, Ray J made a bitch famous, all right? I want that fine-ass snatch chick to make me famous. Hey, because think about it in the comedy. Hey, Corde was in OnlyFans fucking the shit out of this girl. Like, goddamn. Like, yo, I didn't know how big his dick was. He funny on stage, and he be fucking killing on stage, and he be fucking killing them. Like, that's how, like, she was tapping out. He was like, no, you got to come back here. Round 2. Hey. And then all the girls be like, hey, so Corde, I saw your video. I saw you, I'm like, oh, you subscribe to OnlyFans? Just kind of, all of a sudden I blow up on 2 spots. Then I'm having to podcasts. We're going to do the Corde show, like, with just like models around me with my shirt off. Just like, hey, yeah. Like, what are you doing? You know how they be like, when you got to do the podcast, the 3-something afterwards, that's what we going to do it. Call me the new Adam 20, call me the Black Adam 22. All right. That's what I'm going to be on Vlad TV and everything. They was like, so how did you meet this girl? I was like, hey, she just walked up to me. She said she was a fan of mine, and I found out I was a fan of hers, and then I got a lot of fans now, both in comedy and in the fucking world. Hey, I'm about to work on some shit with Pornhub, Hey, this episode is sponsored by Pornhub. Not really, but that'd be dope as hell, just fucking, that'd be crazy. Like, hey, how'd you get in with Pornhub? Oh, let me tell you, all right? But yeah.
You should just start posting episodes of this on Pornhub, see if it gets any views.
Hey, we might have to, man.
I'll just rename them really crazy things. Yeah. Like
Clickbait their ass.
Large black man shares all.
Yeah. So I heard people start posting they stand up on Pornhub. Like, I remember a chick was saying that. She's like, I posted a few times, and a few other people said they was watching stand up on Pornhub, and I was like, was your dick in your hand? Was you watching it? Like, what was? I was like, did you like start watching? Like, oh, this is kind of funny. Like, oh, okay, like the suggestion like kind of thing. Like, oh, like just that's weird because Pornhub do be doing suggestion or like XX videos. I was like, was it just like somebody on stage like like the thing what was that? So yeah, that is.
I might have said this on a different podcast, but there was a guy who got really big doing completely wholesome content on Pornhub. That was the whole joke. It was like, I tuck you into bed, so you think it would be something like really dark, and he's just like, hey, good night, I hope you sleep well, and like it did really, really well. Hey, so sometimes sometimes it could work. You never know.
Hey, I know you've had a long week. Hey, here's a little nightcap. All right, here's a little night. Hey, just want to let you know, sweet dreams, but also all your dreams are gonna come true. Okay, good night. Turn it off. 14 million views.
Exactly. But that's exactly what happened. Yeah. This dude looked like Mr. Rogers. It was hilarious.
I didn't know Mr. Rogers had a whole section. Like, hey, just want to let you know, if no one's told you I love you, okay? You are loved in this world. You are amazing. You are great. Have a good night. Yo, that's...
Fades to black. Black Adam 22.
There we go. Black Adam 22. No, I just thought about it. Black Adam 22, if they're saying with this episode, right? They were like, yo, Corde, you Black Adam new DC universe? Like, yes, Dwayne Johnson wasn't cutting it, all right? Fucking, I'm gonna fight Superman, hell yeah. Black Adam 22, hell yeah.
New meaning to being rocked up.
Okay. Okay, yeah. A little bit. Okay, I got it. Because I was like rocked up. I was like, for a second I didn't get it because I was like rocked up. Oh, it's like, oh, the rock. Oh yeah, that's how I would call that a slow burn right there. That's what we call right there. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Black Adam 22. That's what we gonna do. You know, Black Adam's Black Phillip was spin off of like Dr. Phil, shit like that. Hell yeah. Black Adam 22. I love it. I'm loving it. Or Black Adam 44, because I'm double his size. Hell yeah. That's what we gonna do. Black Adam 44. So that's what's gonna be what's up. Speaking of dating, we're talking about chicks. Y'all been lying to y'all. I've been lying to a lot of chicks, right? I've been lying to a lot of chicks, like saying I miss them, saying like, you know, like like it's true, yo. But like, damn, girl, I ain't seen you in a while. Like, damn, what up, cutie, and stuff like that. And, you know, just out here, just lying. The chicks like on dating apps, you know, because how sometimes you can message women and things like that, and it be like way to introduce yourself. Like, okay, like, hey, you know, it'd be really cool if we get together and stuff like that. Like, hey, you know, I think you're really cute. I'm lying out here. Like, I really feel like I've been lying because I get over bombarded and I get tired of shit. I'll be on Facebook dating, lying to all people's aunties and shit like that because that's mostly on Facebook dating. There's a number of aunties. They all 37 and up. They looking for like a manly man and all kind of type of stuff. They got like 3 kids and I'm like, it's cool because what ages are they? They all teenagers, so that mean they gonna be out the house soon. Okay, I'm down for this. But then they all live hella fucking far. I'm like, goddamn. I'm like, oh, would you come see me? Hell yeah, I'm gonna come see you. Yeah, I'm gonna come see you. And I'm like, no, I'm not. All right, because you live in Tracy, and there's nothing out there. Okay, there's nothing in Tracy except you. And I'll just be like, this is how I know the housing market and the Bay Area got expensive, because all the fine women I match with are all in Modesto. Shout out to Modesto, all right? All the fine women be out there, but y'all like 69 miles away, and that's like 2 hours with traffic. I am not going to see you unless you're fine and you're fucking. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say. But basically, all right, because I'm just getting off on a rant right now because I just hate the fact that... No, you on dating apps?
Yeah, of course.
Which ones are you on?
Oh, all of them.
Oh, okay. Where do you match with, or where's the location of people who you don't match with?
Normally, I would say... Fuck. So Tracy, Stockton.
Told you, man, all the bitches is in Tracy and Stockton, right?
Yeah.
So 3 places I match with. Tracy, Stockton, which is right in there, Sacramento, and San Jose. Love going to San Jose. Shout out to the San Jose Improv. Those are the 3 places I match with people. And I'm just like, there ain't no bitches. Like, I see tons of women who are like within a 4-mile radius who I never match with. Even ugly ones. Like, I'm just like, maybe, but
it's like the closer they are, the harder they are to match with.
Exactly. The closer they are, the harder they are to match with. Makes no damn sense. And I'm just like, why can't we have like a match and just have like a closeness to each other? Because I've been dating chicks, and a lot of times it's super hard, mainly because they don't want to drive to you. You always have to drive to them. And I'm like, okay, cool. If I'm like putting my time in, I will drive to you. But driving to Modesto, Stockton, Sacramento, I'm just like, fuck. I just line up shows out there sometimes, or just like say, oh, I'm out here for a show. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But if I'm driving to Tracy or Modesto, I better have a fucking show out there because I don't come out here often. All right, like or I'm only gonna see you on the weekends, like around 1. That shit's hard as fuck. It's just crazy. I say all that to say because I be lying. I'm saying I've been lying to women, shit like that, because y'all. Okay, one thing about me. Like, I've told you about all different dates. I've told you about different women, right? The thing I don't do is usually if I'm talking to a chick who I really care for, like, I don't talk about her because I don't want to jinx it, right? Like I told you about the best friend. I told you about the homegirl, the best friend, and the roommate, right? That story, shit like that. And the whole time, like, I was talking to this other female who I like really have feelings for, like, really care about, and and it's funny because, like, that's how I started noticing, like, I don't like none of these chicks I'm talking to. Like, she's really special. She's a person who I really want to be with. Like, I know I told y'all, eventually I'm moved to L.A. Like, she lives near L.A., and I was like, okay, this will be a great way. Me and her going to be together because she's close to L.A. or closer than the Bay to where she lives. And I was like, okay, cool. We talked about future plans and stuff like that, and then got a big bombshell that she might be moving out of state. Like, bro, I'm crushed. like it sucks. I was just like I remember a few weeks ago, me and a homie was talking about chicks who we like, and they're talking about like paying for like, because I always talk about I hate paying for dates, right? I hate paying for women. Like I didn't care paying for this woman for anything. Like I remember, like I bought her. Like I remember, it's like little stuff that you like in intangibles that you like pick up on. Like I remember I saw on her story randomly that she really wanted this book. I remember it was at Costco. I went and bought that book like a few days later and it mailed it to her. And she was like, "Oh my God, like you were so special." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "For you, I'll do anything for you." But I was like, "That's the treatment that you serve every chick." Like me and my homie was on the phone talking about like, bro, I be sending this chick like Uber Eats like for lunch. Like bro, I don't even order Uber Eats for myself. I was like, bro, you feel good? He's like, felt good though. Like it's like a whole different feeling. And I was just like, damn, I finally found a chick. Like she has like kids, whatever. I didn't care about that. Like I met her daughter. Like it was cool. Like remember I was talking about driving to Modesto to see a female. I drove one day, made a decision after the podcast, I'm gonna just come see you. That like the whole time I'm excited, I'm giddy, like I'm like it was funny because it was a chick asked me to come to my desk. I was like, why the hell would I do that? But then I drove a longer distance to go see this chick. I'm like, because she's worth it. Like I felt she was worth it. And then like she said she might be moving out of state, and I'm like, fucking like,
what state?
Utah.
Of course.
Wait, what?
What is that an of course?
What?
I don't know. Just bitches be moving to weird states.
Oh shit! Oh God! I was not expecting that though. Damn. Oh, so what bitch moved to a weird state on you, Noah?
Just I don't know, man. Like I just feel like they're always like talking to you, and then they're like, oh yeah, but I'm gonna move to like wherever. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's really fucked up. They really tug on
You
your
gotta stop
emotions.
meeting girls on Snapchat, Noah.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Nah.
Or sometimes it's like they're in town, but they go to like the University of Wisconsin. Like, fuck off.
No, you do know when they say they go to the University of Wisconsin, only in town for a week, they trying to fuck. You know that, right?
Hey man, like I want more than that, you know?
Okay, all right, cool though. But nah, yeah, no, I get you though, no, because like you said, like, because you younger than me. That's the only reason why I said it. I'm like you 16, you out here fucking. I'm playing, y'all. He's 19. But I'm saying like, yeah, like the rate you at, like, you match chicks or match with chicks who be like just in town for the weekend. He'd be like, yeah, I want something more than that. But I'm like, you want something more with a chick who you like actually care about, actually feel something with, like, I was gonna tell the chick I love her the next time I saw her. Like, no lie, it was like that real. Like, I tell you about all these other stories, and like I just be like, damn, all these other bitches ain't shit. I was like, but this one is special. Like, this one is special to me. Like, I had a homegirl talk to me about it. Like, really just like gave me some real shit. She was like, if you like this shit, you gotta show up. You gotta stop like talking to these other fucking females, stuff like that. And then not only that, I call this lady like my older, like my auntie, like older sister, right? Because I literally sent her all the chicks I was talking to. But I sent her the one who I really cared about. And she's like, man, all these other bitches ain't even on her level. Like, are you serious right now? It's like, Corde, she a 10. It's like, this chick looks like her, but older, and it's like an 8. This other chick, she got big boobs, but she like a 7. Like, I was like, yeah, she kind of crazy. She crazy too. Move that bitch out the way. Like, she just broke down every single female I was talking to. She was like, you really gonna risk fucking with these other, like, crazy situations and lose a 10. And I was like, yeah, we talk. Like, she's athletic. She like to play basketball, like a way to calm down. I was like, she like boneless chicken wings, yo. She like boneless chicken wings. She's like, I don't really care for the bone. I was like, I don't care for the bone in either. Like, we bonded over saying she was like, I hate when people say they nuggets. I was like, they not nuggets. She was like, I really get angry. I was like, I do too. She was like, they ain't tenders, they ain't nuggets. She was like, it's like nuggets don't look like that. Do they look like a nugget to you? She's like, yeah, they probably just put the meat together and put a little thing. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I love this woman. Like, this woman is dope. Like, yo, it was crazy. I remember I took her to see a movie, and the whole time I was complaining because I didn't know it was a musical. And she's like, it's okay, Corde, we'll get through this. Like, it was just, it was Mean Girls. We went to see the new Mean Girls remake. That shit was trash. It was trash in certain aspects. It was good because it wasn't terrible, but the whole time I was hating because it was a musical. I was like, fuck, I took you to see this trash ass musical. She's like, it's okay. And I remember the whole time I just couldn't stop staring at her. Like, she was looking sexy as fuck. I'll show you what she looked like after this. But I was like, God damn. And I was like, this bitch is gorgeous. Like, fuck. I still remember I had a show in not Davis, but near Davis, right? And I remember I told her, I was like, hey, if the show ends early, I'm gonna come back and see you. Because she was like in town. And I 10 minutes already? Like,
10 minutes left, yeah.
Fuck, dude, we were rolling. I was telling her, if you back in town, I was like, well, I'm gonna come see you, right? And it was trash. Did the show, it was good, came back because she had left already. I was like, fuck, yo. And the last few times when we hung out, like, it was really cool. Like, I met one of her kids. That was cool because, like, me with kids is like, I'm great with kids, but I don't want to meet most women with kids because I don't want you see me doing well with your son or daughter and then growing attachment to him, and then now you think, well, he'll be great because he's good with my kids, but I'm just naturally good with kids versus like, you know. And I was like, when I met her daughter, I met her kid, I'm just like, yo, this is great. I can see this, you know, going someplace. Like, she was like super cool. It was like, it's like, oh yeah, my daughter asked about you. I was like, oh, like, she does? Like, hey, tell her I said what's up. Like, if she want to talk to me, like, you know, kind of thing like that. And I'm like, really trying to like make plans with her in my future. Then she was like, see, I move away. So I was like,
is it for a job?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's for a job. So I'm just like, fuck. And so now I'm like, crazy me. I'm just like, like, because I was like,
what's the comedy like in Utah?
Huh?
What's the comedy like in Utah?
Yeah, exactly.
how deep is that scene?
They got 3 wise guys out there, yo. They got 3 different clubs. They got another club out there. I think it's an improv out there or some shit. Like, I started looking up shit. My homie lives out there right now. He about to headline in July. I'm about to go look out the landscape. Like, no, like, that's how, like, I like this chick a lot because I shared with y'all, I think it was episode 4 or 5. Like, I stopped dating a chick because she wasn't into my or she thought teaching was the way to go. She didn't see me. She was like, it's gonna be hard to move kids if eventually I move to LA. And she's like, I only want to stay here in the Bay Area. And I was just like, I don't want to do that. I'm the type of son, and I realized I'm the type of child that can move away from their parents and be perfectly fine. Like, my family is cool, but I've always seen myself as like the black sheep, get away, kind of like I come back, stuff like that. Like, that's how I've always saw myself. And then I'm like, fuck, Utah. I'm like, I didn't see Utah in my future, but fuck, I might have to move to Utah for a few years and then come back. But then I was like, okay, well, and I'm like, okay, they got wise guys north, south, and west. I was like, they got a wise guys in Vegas. I was like, my homie, his Instagram blew up while out there, so fuck, we could try to team up. I could see one of my best friends and hang out with him a lot more. I was like, and then they got this other little thing out there. I was like, well, fuck, this could work, you know, stuff like that. It's not LA, but you know, Utah is cool. I was like, what I got to do with Mormons? And I was like, well, okay, well, shit, maybe just more wives. I was like, fuck, that's more bitches and more problems, you know. I was like, but then I was like, oh fuck, they stopped drinking after 7 p.m. I was like, well, I'm gonna have my shit in my car. Like, I don't, like, you know. But then I was like, oh, then also dry bars out there too. I was like, fuck, I can fuck around with the dry bar thing. And then I was like, okay, well, this shit might be in the future. And I'm like, but not planning on it. But then, so now I'm just like, that I really got sad because I'm like on these dating apps and I'm like, oh, bitch, I don't even like you like that. I ain't gonna move to Utah for you. Like, so I wouldn't even move. Like, girl, I wouldn't even move to San Francisco for you. Like, I was like, ah, fuck. It's just frustrating as hell, man. I'm just like super frustrated because I was like, damn, the moment you really like start caring for somebody, they like leave out your lives, and I'm just like, ugh. But then the same older chick who I consider my sister, she was telling me, she was like, because where she lived now isn't close. She was like, that ain't bad. That ain't that far. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? Because she's from Chicago. She's like, I dated dudes who lived in, because, you know, East Coast or Midwest is like, 4 hours away is 2 states away, right? And so then it's just like, it's a huge difference. Like, oh, well, at least she don't live 2 states away. And then I'm just like, I got to update her on this information. I told her, and she was just like, she's like, okay. And then I was like, and then she asked me, she was like, have you already looked up flights in Utah? I was like, you know the fuck I did already. I was like, they're only like 200. I was like, so I was like, hey, I might start catching 4-hour flights instead of driving 4 hours. So hell yeah, so that's a whole nother thing.
I know it's a lot cheaper in Utah. That's the one good thing.
That's why she's moving.
Yeah.
It's not cheaper. So I'm like, fuck. So it's like, yeah. So, Might be zooming from Utah. Y'all trying to move to Utah with me?
Hey, man, this has been great. This has been a lot of really fun adventure. I wish you all the best in the next leg of this.
Yeah, man. So it's definitely dope. I knew that shit was, the sad part of this episode. All right, but recently I did 75 minutes. We're gonna wrap it up after this, right? So recently I did 75 minutes in Chico. That shit was fucking amazing. It was probably the most time I've ever done. I think I did 70 one time in Oregon, and I just felt, you know why it was dope? Because I was cool, I was calm while I was up there. I had them dying. Also, I think it was 3 comics before me, and then nobody left. You know, sometimes people get tired, so people start leaving. I had everybody staying there the whole time. That's what the producer was like, hey, yo, man, you went longer. I was supposed to do 55, and I did 75. I went long on him. I remember I said, light me at 30 and then light me at 45. He light me at 30, just like this episode, and I was already cooking. And then he light me at 45. I think I barely even saw it. And then when he light me at 45, I think I checked in again. And it was like, I was like, where are we at? He was like, oh, you way over your time, but keep going. He was like, I want me to keep going. He was like, yeah. So I told him like 2 more jokes, and then I wrapped it up. And it was just so good because a lot of it, like probably 25, 30 minutes of it was new material. It was a lot of new material that I was doing. It's about, I don't want to say what it's about, but it's like about certain different events. It was, I was talking about my brother, my twin brother Cardelis, him teaching. That's what he was telling me about his experience. And I was trying to see what it would be like if I was doing that, you know? So I took it from that perspective of it. It was going off that, talking about other like fun little things. Like I'm bad with acronyms. Like I'm super terrible. Like my mom's told me I was dyslexic, or I might have a little bit of dyslexia, and that's something I'm not claiming. I don't have it. But then I was just like, acronyms kind of throws me off, and I say what comes to mind when I hear acronyms sometimes. So I was doing that. I was talking about like other like little things, and then it was like a lot of new stuff. And I was actually in the moment thinking of other jokes that I had just written, and then I was like, fuck. I was like, damn, I did 75. And I was like, all this is new. And I was like, this is super dope. I was like, this is super incredible. And then not only that, I did some older stuff that they hadn't heard. Because I remember I did that show at Nari Deli in like March. And then he was like, do you have new material that people haven't heard? I was like, dude, I got 55 minutes of new material they haven't heard. And then I ended up doing new shit with old stuff. And then still did a few other jokes that I do normally. Because literally the first time I went there, I only did 2 jokes really. Like 2 main jokes of the premise and going off that. And this time I did like a bunch of older stuff. It was super dope. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is where it's at. This was what headline is about. 75 minutes, no sweat. I mean, I sweated obviously up there, but it was like no sweat. And it was cool. The ride home was a bitch. Like, cause it was 2 hours and 42 minutes. I was like, God damn, this Red Bull is not helping me right now. So yeah, that was a great experience. And I was start thinking about, I was like, damn, I was like, this is where comedy has taken me. I was like, I've done a show where I have 55 minutes in the bag that I already know. I'm working on a new 35. And then I did 35 that I've already worked on. And then I brought out a new 30. And then I've been writing a lot since. And I'm just going in with this. Like, how much more time? We got like a few minutes. Okay, cool. So and then I'm in with this. Like the person who's inspired me a lot, like y'all young comics, listen to a comedian who you relate to and inspire you a lot. For me right now, it's Ali Sadiq. He's dropped Domino Effect 3 recently on Mother's Day. Domino Effect 4 is coming out Father's Day. I'm going to buy it because it's $20 on whatever website he has it, because he has been inspiring me to write like a fuck ton. I've remembered older jokes that, not even older jokes, it was new jokes that I forgot to do or whatever. And then so I'm trying to bring together the new stuff I've written within the last week, which probably is 20 to 30 minutes of material that I've written, maybe 30 to 40, and then I start writing more. So probably total is probably like around 40 minutes on top of the older stuff that I had already written that I kept forgetting that was supposed to be like the end of like a new special I was going to try to do. It was like 55. So then I'm looking at the new stuff I'm writing. I'm like, that's a whole nother thing that might go for like, let's say if I do a third special or some shit. And I was like, fuck, I'm really becoming like a professional with all this stuff. And then I'll just end with this. I will be headlining the San Jose Improv October 23rd. Woo! Woo! And so yeah, so that would be super dope. Something I'm really looking forward to, and it's gonna be super great. Did you get your hour of Corde this week? You got to get your hour of Corde because it's just like E60. You got to play 60 minutes a day. You got to get an hour of Corde to make you feel better, to make you laugh. To make you make the show, make your week overall better, because I'm gonna make your day better, because Corde made your day. And this has been the Corde Show, and we out.